Hello there, love, good evening and welcome to Camnet TV main news today, the 23rd of May in the year 2025. Let's now take a look at the headlines. Minimum price drop elates LUSAKA residents. Bank of Zambia maintains monetary policy rate at 14.5%. Independent Broadcasting Authority warns broadcasting stations over misleading religious content. In international news this evening, US to impose sanctions on Sudan over chemical weapons use. In sports, LUKA MODRIC to leave Real Madrid after Club World Cup. Join us for these and other engaging stories after the break.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palabana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962 642 490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Camnet TV main news now broadcasting live on Topstar, Channel 106, Facebook, YouTube, and can streaming as Camnet TV. With the news in detail, I'm Tapelo Joel Smarter. Residents of LUSAKA's Kalingalinga compound have commended government for its efforts in reducing meal prices across the country. The move has brought relief to many households facing rising living costs. Priska Piri, a resident in the area, noted that while some traders have adjusted their prices downward, others have maintained higher prices, with a 25 kg bag still sold at 330 kwacha, 340 kwacha, or even 350 kwacha. She added that the inconsistent pricing is also affecting small-scale sellers of milling meals sold in smaller packages, commonly known as Pamela. Meanwhile, Rhoda Mazimba has appealed to the government to consider reducing the Zambia National Service ZNS milling meal price further from 230 kwacha to 100 kwacha, following the recent bumper harvest of maize. She urged millers to coordinate with traders before implementing price cuts to avoid losses on existing stock. Messi Matendeko filed in this report.
Following the recent announcement by the Millers Association of Zambia to reduce minimum prices, residents in LUSAKA welcomed the development and called for further reductions to make the staple food more affordable for all citizens. Residents in Kalingalinga compound expressed appreciation to the government for the move, but also raised concerns over the traders' inconsistency in pricing. A concerned resident, Priska Piri, noted that while some retailers have adjusted their prices, others continue to sell a 25 kg bag at the previous rates, ranging between 330 kwacha and 350 kwacha. She added that the price inconsistency is also affecting small-scale sellers who package and sell mini-meal in small quantities, commonly known as pamela.
Hii price amemukamba ati unga wabwererako pamaketi apa tikafuna kwenda kugula batuzati bakalina old stock so tilindira new stock yokuti boya ndipo tizashingisha tizaziba kuti manje unga wabwerera zona ubwanji, otherwise still kunokukalingalinga still same price ndema 330 340 350 just like that.
Another consumer, Justin Mwelwa, observed a notable price drop, citing Nimba Super Breakfast meal, which has reduced from 340 to 290, a 50 kwacha difference. He commended the change but echoed the need for widespread enforcement of the new pricing. Meanwhile, Roda Mazimba appealed to the government to consider reducing Zambia National Service ZNS meal from the current 230 kwacha to 100 kwacha following the bumper harvest recorded in the 2024-2025 farming season. She further urged millers to engage traders when adjusting prices, noting that sudden price drops negatively affect those holding older stock.
Uyu ninaoda pa 295 manje pa 295 ninaoda ni loss zaugulisa bwanji at least paja pamene bakamba chonga wabwerera wapasa ko bantu machaba bauza chaunga pa wamene munaoda not kuoda first usile wamene munaoda mutengo odula apa nkala wachipapo so bukasira ndipo ne muzaoda ochi manje tuzaugulisa bwanji ni loss nzachita bwanji wala kulibena ndema ninda zafakira hapo hapa ni loss yongene sala unga ukabwerera munga wene babwezera hapa tufuna bwere munga muri 130 ya kutana mutenzo kuli mu 130 wala waza den yeso metuma gula 230 ubwere ko 100 kwacha ndipo
For Camnet TV, Mercy Matendeko.
From Kalingalinga's Ali Kinkata Road and now to Cairo Road at the Bank of Zambia, where the bank has maintained the monetary policy rate MPR at 14.5% following a meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee held on May 21 to 22, 2025. This decision reflects a cautious approach in light of recent improvements in inflation and foreign exchange conditions, while still recognizing the downside risks to the economic outlook and ongoing challenges in the financial sector. Speaking at a media briefing today, Bank of Zambia Governor Dr. Denny Kalyalia said the current monetary policy stance remains appropriate as inflationary pressures continue to ease. Dr. Kalyalia said inflation is expected to average 13.8% in 2025 and the decline to 8.8% in 2026 before falling to 7.5% in the first quarter of 2027. He attributed the positive inflation outlook to expected declines in the prices of maize grain and crude oil, stressing that the bumper maize harvest of 3.6 million metric tons in the 2024-2025 farming season compared to just 1.5 million metric tons the previous season is anticipated to ease food prices. The governor also reported that the kwacha appreciated by 3.3% against the US dollar in the second quarter, reaching 27.80 kwacha as of May 2022.
Space that we have if we can improve productivity. We see that ICT, financial and insurance sectors, wholesale retail, these are the sectors which have been propping up growth in the economy, and they continue to do that. I think we see, especially in the ICT sector, save, of course, the issue of cyber, which we are all trying to address. The sector is growing very, very strongly. So this is what we thought we could share for you. We have limited time, so we thought we compress the presentation because there is another event coming soon. So in conclusion, at its May 2021-22, the Monetary Policy Committee decided to maintain the monetary policy rate at 14.5%. We deemed this to be appropriate, considering that the inflation has come down. Most importantly, too, going forward, we project inflation to come down and come to the target band. So we thought that it was important we maintain the stance where it is at the moment.
We now go back to Ali Kinkata Road at Mass Media House, where the Independent Broadcasting Authority, IBA, has warned broadcasting stations against airing misleading religious programs and content from traditional healers that exploit the public. The warning follows a noticeable increase in programs promoting so-called instant wealth, magical healing, and claims of supernatural powers to bring back lost lovers or secure jobs. Independent Broadcasting Authority, IBA, Acting Director General Susan Domingo notes that some religious figures and traditional healers have been using media platforms to make alarming pronouncements about cases, death, or divine punishment, thereby creating unnecessary fear and panic. She says in some cases, pastors have gone as far as attacking or mocking listeners who call in to question their claims, while traditional healers have been accused of threatening stations that refuse to air their content. She says such practices are in direct violation of Section 4.2.6 of the Standard Operating Procedures, which prohibits the exploitation of the audience susceptibilities through religious programming. IBA has since urged all stations to thoroughly vet the content they air, especially programs involving religious or traditional claims.
We have noted with great concern an increase in the number of religious programs on various broadcasting stations that appear to mislead audiences on critical matters such as an instant wealth, bringing back lost lovers, miraculous healing, and securing jobs. Some of these programs also involve threats and coercion by religious figures, which exploit the vulnerabilities of audiences. The IBA has observed instances where some pastors and some traditional healers use broadcasting stations to claim supernatural abilities or make statements about cases and impending death, thereby creating unnecessary fear and anxiety among listeners and viewers. Additionally, some pastors have resorted to deriding dissenting opinions and verbally attacking callers who question their claims. Similarly, traditional healers must refrain from exerting pressure on broadcasting stations by threatening them whenever they refuse to broadcast their content due to the misleading statements they make on air. The IBA reminds all broadcasting stations that Section 426 of the Standard Operating Procedures explicitly states that religious programs must not improperly exploit any weaknesses of audiences.
Republican President Mutalema Lumango has launched a comprehensive suite of revised national policy documents aimed at improving public service delivery, strengthening disaster preparedness, transforming rural resettlement, and promoting transparency in governance. Speaking at the event, Mrs. Nalumango said the updated policy frameworks demonstrate government's commitment to building an accountable, and resilient state that responds effectively to the needs of citizens. The launch included the revised National Disaster Risk Management Policy, National Resettlement Policy, National Honors and Awards Policy, the Strategic Plan for the Office of the Vice President, and the Service Delivery Charter. She said the revised National Disaster Risk Management Policy seeks to shift focus from crisis response to proactive risk reduction and integrating disaster preparedness into national development plans. She added that the National Resettlement Policy targets the revitalization of over 110 resettlement schemes covering more than 1 million hectares across Zambia. Meanwhile, the enhanced governance, the National Honors and Awards Policy has been revised to simplify nomination procedures and improve accountability in the awards process.
Let me now speak to the fundamental changes in our revised national policy documents, strategic plan, and the service delivery charter, which we are launching today. 1. The revised national disaster risk management policy. The revised policy calls for increased integration of disaster risk reduction into sustainable development programming. The policy further aims at establishing a robust risk management approach that emphasizes the preparedness approach as opposed to mere response mechanisms with support from both state and non-state actors. The government has incorporated disaster risk reduction into development planning to ensure that the national development framework is risk-informed. I will repeat this. The government has incorporated this risk reduction, disaster risk reduction, into development planning to ensure that the national development framework is risk-informed. Wherever we have to think of the risk as we plan. Wherever, whether you are in education, you have to think of what risks, how do you reduce, how do you manage. Whether you are in infrastructure, you are an engineer, think of the risk reduction as a way to go. This is
Residents of Lusaka have shared mixed reactions to the current power load shedding schedule, with many describing it as an improvement over the previous arrangement but emphasizing the need for a long-term solution to the ongoing electricity crisis. Pamela Chinya, a beauty spot owner, expressed appreciation for the revised schedule, noting that the current power supply window from 10 hours to 17 hours has allowed her to effectively attend to clients with minimal business disruption. Echoing similar sentiments, Welder Benson Simakonda described the 7-hour power supply as manageable. Meanwhile, Boyd Nondo, a youth and barbershop worker from Kalingalinga compound, called on ZESCO to design more business-friendly schedules for areas dominated by entrepreneurs. And Small and Medium Enterprise Association of Zambia Executive Director Ngobola Chengelo commended the increased power availability for SMEs, but warned that its effectiveness depends on the timing of supply. Messi Matendeko filed in this report.
Small business owners in Lusaka have described the current power load shedding schedule as an improvement over previous ones, but are urging authorities to find long-term solutions to the ongoing energy crisis. Pamela Chumia, a business owner in Kalingalinga, said the revised schedule providing electricity from 10 hours to 17 hours has enabled her to attend the clients with minimal disruptions to her operations.
Hours, it goes like 18, 17 hours. So with here, our salon, we're not complaining much on power. We're okay. But sometimes it goes maybe like for a day, maybe in a week, you can go like maybe just for 2 hours during the day. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe it's because of the, like we've got a lot of salons here. That's the reason why like they give us so much time. We normally have power most of the time.
And saloon owner Chilomo Sikasula added that the schedule has offered much needed flexibility for businesses that rely heavily on power.
About the power, I would like to say we are experiencing a lot of not so much load shedding like in the previous months. We are new here, so I won't say much, but otherwise so far so good. We're not as affected as in the past year.
For welder Benson Simakonda, the 7-hour supply window is manageable. However, he emphasized the need for government's intervention to permanently resolve the power shortage, which continues to hinder small-scale enterprises.
Because time sejo ya malaiti awe mwandi monga kuno kusayuti si ganizira kuma areas kwina kukalingalinga along ali kinkata tonga zikomo sometimes tima having a power more than 7 hours, so at least kuli ma customers ma challenges yache kwako.
A barber in Kalingalinga, Boyd Nondo, has urged ZESCO to tailor schedules around business-dominated areas. He noted that consistent power access keeps entrepreneurs productive and helps deter youth from engaging in criminal activities.
At least what paza ko malaiti dem ya kuna kuti naise mu kwa idi kama mimi naise tuma pesa tundalama nisema yuti ya kuti twa shitako na hivi vatu vya kuti tuweka kupaso bodi maya ngati sipa tupasa malaiti mungambo bela bantu parasti.
Meanwhile, Small and Medium Enterprises Association of Zambia representative Gobola Chengelo welcomed the increased availability, but stressed that the timing of supply must align with business operating hours to have meaningful impact.
Figures. So yes, it's a welcome move, but if the power is coming at times when the people are not working, then it basically adds nothing to changes nothing. So, but going forward, 7 hours is basically still a crisis. But going forward, probably also ZESCO has to. ZESCO in conjunction with the Ministry of Water and the other people have to also now look at the water sources. We're going to go into the dry season, and this will even get worse. I don't know whether the 7 hours will increase or it will reduce. Since it's the factor is water, we are getting into the dry season. So yes, it is a welcome move, but going forward, you have to start thinking about properly planning our systems, properly planning our cities, so that when ZESCO is distributing power based on consumption. So if our small business...
For Camnet TV, Mercy Matendeko.
Ms. Matendeko with that report that takes us to Western Province, where the Mungu Municipal Council has warned contractors in the district against delivering substandard works, urging them to uphold quality standards in their projects. Speaking during an engagement held at the council chambers, Assistant Public Relations Manager Abigail Sitenge acknowledged the challenges some contractors are facing, but emphasized that these should not be used as an excuse to compromise the quality of infrastructure development. Meanwhile, Ms. LUSAKA, a female contractor, expressed appreciation to the council for the support and opportunities given to women in the construction sector. She commended the local authority for creating an inclusive environment for women contractors in the district. Ms. Sakala further encouraged fellow contractors to honor their obligations and called on more women to venture into the construction industry as a viable means of improving their livelihoods and contributing to development. Our reporter, Msiewo Kabila, filed in this report.
Mungu Municipal Council held its stakeholders meeting with contractors and suppliers currently engaged in Constituency Development Fund, community projects and desk manufacturing. The meeting was held at Mungu Municipal Council chambers with the aim to find a solution to some challenges faced by contractors in their execution of their project. Speaking to Camnet News, Mungu Municipal Council Assistant Public Relations Manager Abigail Stenge warned some contractors in Mungu to avoid short works and urged them to be engaging the management whenever they face challenges.
So going forward, I think we are going to be having more of such meetings in order to get submissions from our contractors as well in terms of achievements as well as challenges. Also, we are happy that they brought out issues that have been impeding their implementation in terms of community projects, which is why as a council we are taking it upon ourselves to improve in terms of feedback as well as in terms of delayment in payments. Also managed to present issues to them in terms of contract management as well as project management, where our engineers came in to explain issues of quality. We want our contractors to be able to deliver quality projects in Mungu. What we are avoiding are shoddy works, and so that has been addressed in length, as well as the issues of contract management. Our council advocates came in to speak about the issues of legal obligations, and so we don't expect our contractors going forward to be behaving the way they were behaving in terms of breaching the contracts that they sign with the local authorities.
And one of the contractors, Rose Sakala, a female contractor, appreciated the gesture and the support rendered to them by Mungu Municipal Council, especially for supporting women contractors.
The working environment is very conducive for women contractors in Mungu. Our plea is to ask them to continue encouraging women to join the industry and work hard and put food on the table for their families.
Meanwhile, speaking on behalf of other contractors, Alex Munda of Nia General Dealers encouraged the other contractors to be completing projects on time.
Kezo nikora kufa kuma contractor wasafiri msebeze kana ko wani basinyeza nako sichaba soso na kwitusamiya hoyo kapali bakazeo masi bakazeo tu monze bali ehela liteko zali kazi basunakoleka kwisafari kazabo na zapahama maferezo soso na kubafumba na sasaliyo.
Msiewo Kabila, Camnet News, Mungu District, Western Province.
From Western Province, we now go to Northwestern Province, where NAIS reports that the mechanized 360 program is making significant strides in enhancing agricultural productivity among farmers in Northwestern Province by increasing access to mechanization services, according to government officials. Principal Agricultural Engineer for Mechanization at the Ministry of Agriculture, Masauto Njovu, expressed satisfaction with the positive response from both extension officers and farmers towards the program. Speaking in Kabompo during a monitoring visit to the Farmer Training Institute and various farmer training centers, Mr. Njovu highlighted the critical role mechanization plays in scaling up production and reducing manual labor burdens for small-scale farmers. And District Agricultural Coordinator Ernest Muntali commended the growing interest in tractor services among local farmers as they prepare for the 2024-2025 farming season, Mr. Muntali emphasized that since the program's launch in 2024, more farmers have shown willingness to embrace mechanization to increase efficiency and yields. One such beneficiary is Webi Shimambami, a farmer from Mufumbwe who expanded his cultivation area from 1 hectare to 4 hectares after accessing mechanization services. Mr. Shimbami expressed gratitude to the government for the support, stating that the initiative has helped him improve productivity and secure better returns from his farming activities. More in the following report.
Farming has been traditionally being practiced using hand hoes, which has led many youth to believe that farming is only for older people. However, farming is a business that everyone can participate in. To ease cultivation and increase production through mechanization, government launched the Mechanized 360 project last year. This initiative aims to help small-scale farmers gain access to equipment at farmer training centers across the country. For Webi Shimbami from Mufumbwe, the project has allowed him to expand his maize field from 1 hectare to 4 hectares with the support of government services.
Najimangu 1 hectare tulima. Namambwa amatrakta iya kufuma ukafulumende, uno mwaka nakujima 4 hectares. Kupichiraka matraktazi akafulumende wa kuitupa.
Another farmer, Denard Saini from Kasempa, describes the Mechanized 360 program as a game changer for him and other farmers in the district.
In the past, farming was very difficult because we are just using ants. By the time the government has given us the tractor, I think things now are changing. The farming system is becoming very simple.
At Mufumbo Farmer Training Center, the program is enhancing the institute production capabilities.
Currently, we have got vegetables which we have started behind, like repo and Chinese. And also I've got tomato. These projects we have come up with, it's to show to farmers what we are doing as a FTC. And this has come up because of the money we have realized from hiring of the 360 machinery.
Just yesterday we were testing because we are about to start thrashing our production. We did 1 hectare of soybean as a test, but this year we expect to go big. But from the test so far, we have seen good results.
Principal Agricultural Engineer in charge of mechanization from the Ministry of Agriculture headquarters, Masauzo Njovu, is in Northwestern Province to monitor the performance of these equipments.
I've visited actually 4 districts in the province. I've gone actually the response and is quite good. It's like I've seen that this program is actually standing at a very good firm ground that it will going to succeed.
Kasempa District Agricultural Coordinator Ernest Muntali hopes to see more farmers and civil servants accessing mechanization services as they prepare for the 2025-2026 farming season.
Some farmers accessed last year and they appreciate the services. So I expect that this year we'll have an increase in terms of numbers of farmers, and it's open to anyone else, even civil servants.
Krivach Tuta, reporting in Kapompo District, Northwestern Province.
From Northwestern Province, we go back to Western Province, where Police Commissioner David Chileshe has called on members of the public whose goods were recently stolen to visit Mungu Central Police to identify and reclaim their property. Commissioner Chileshe disclosed that police recovered assorted stolen items along with an AK-47 rifle during a recent operation. 2 suspects have been apprehended in connection with the thefts, while 2 others remain at large. He further appealed to the public to remain vigilant and cooperate with law enforcement by reporting any suspicious activities or the whereabouts of the remaining suspects. Meanwhile, United Party for National Development (UPND) Provincial Information and Publicity Secretary Lamaswala Mubiana has commended the Zambia Police for their continued efforts in combating criminal activities in the region. Mr. Mubiana also encouraged citizens to support the police by providing timely information that could lead to the arrest of suspects and help restore peace and order in the community. Here's a report.
Several assorted stolen items have been discovered by police in Mungu. The Zambia Police Western Division has discovered assorted stolen items and an AK-47 rifle from some dangerous criminals in Mungu, where 2 have been apprehended and 2 are on the run. Western Province Zambia Police Division Commissioner David Tereche is calling on the general public whose goods were stolen to come forth to Mungu Central Police Station to identify their properties and to report the 2 other dangerous criminals who are on the run.
Were recovered by our hard-working team of Mungu Central Police Station officers who successfully conducted investigations which led to the apprehension of 2 dangerous armed criminals. This investigation led to the recovery of 1 lethal AK-47 rifle and a hoard of stolen goods which have been recovered, as you can see on display here. The said criminals, together with others that are still at large, namely Perekero, other names are known, also known as Pele of Mlamba Harbor and Musipiri of Mandanga Compound, are responsible for a spate of aggravated robberies and attacks on our innocent citizens of Mungu district and surrounding areas. The 2 criminals are armed and they are on the run, so we are appealing to members of the public who may have information to the arrest of these criminals to give us immediately they see them. A manhunt for the remaining suspects who are on the run has since been instituted. As I said earlier, the public are warned and advised that these are dangerous criminals who do not mean well for society. Hence, once seen, should be promptly reported to the nearest police station or indeed the nearest authorities who can contact the police.
And those spoken to have appreciated the tireless work the police are exhibiting in recovering some of their properties. Meanwhile, United Party for National Development Information Publicity Secretary Ramaswara Mubiana commended the police for tireless work they are exhibiting to bring culprits to book, and especially in recovering stolen items.
We commend the police for the recoveries that they've recovered. So if we allow this kind of criminality to happen in our communities and we keep quiet, then we're not doing justice ourselves. So we
Museo Kabira, Camnet News in Mungu District, Western Province.
From Western Province, we now come back to Lusaka, Chongwe District in particular, where the Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, has constructed a new recycling center in Chongwe District aimed at improving the country's waste management practices. The facility, which is set to receive waste materials for recycling from both households and companies, remains on hold following damage to its roofing structure caused by heavy rainfall. Despite the delay, ZEMA continues to sensitize communities on the importance of proper waste disposal and recycling. Elas Chilela now reports.
Several assorted stolen items have been discovered by police in Mungu. The Zambia Police Western Division.
The Zambia Environmental Management Agency, ZEMA, has constructed a modern recycling center in Chongwe District. This strategic development is aimed at transforming how waste is handled, offering both individuals and businesses a reliable, environmentally friendly solution to dispose of materials such as plastics, metals, and electronic waste. This is an effort to discourage the harmful practice of open burning, especially of items like damaged laptops or televisions and other electronic waste, which release toxic substances into the environment.
Through the support of UNIDO, the purpose of this structure, like I earlier indicated, is to collect all recyclables, be it paper, waste, plastic. And as you all know, this year is 30 theme for the Environmental Day is to stop plastic pollution. So this is one of the structures that will be enhancing that movement, because plastic will be collected here. It will no longer be going to the dump site, because everyone is expected to start segregating waste at source. So all recyclables within the district come to this facility. Then from this facility, we expect off-takers to come pick it for recycling, which are readily available within Lusaka. There are a number of them. So this is the structure here to save the purpose of collecting all recyclables, and that has been that also helps in reducing the open-air burning of waste, and also keeping our cities and the district clean. So this is not happening only in Chongwe, it's also happening in Livingstone. UNIDO supported two councils, 2 local authorities with this type of infrastructure.
And Chongwe Municipal Council Health Inspector Litia Mulemwa says the facility is aimed at ensuring that there is no waste within communities, especially in the markets.
So the essence of this facility is to ensure that we do not have any waste within our communities. That is starting from the streets, markets, or even at the dump site. The planning of this facility, one, to enhance that there will be no any form of pollution. Pollution might be there, but it will be reduced. We are talking of which will give them as a motivation. And later, there will be other companies which are involved in recycling, which will be coming to buy materials from this facility and take it for recycling. That will be a revenue to the local authority as well.
To further raise awareness, ZEMA organized a community outreach event featuring live entertainment, educational skits, and interactive sessions. The event brought together residents, students, and local leaders, emphasizing the importance of proper waste disposal, not just as an environmental concern, but as a responsibility shared by all citizens.
mukala ku showground mwambera tina kamba chani pali aya ati volongeka hivi ngati bata bamene bapitamo bamene bakamba laptop yosila mafoni yosila tikula bata mkabaona ni kubakulisa hivi then wewe wapereka kuta praise kwa mene banga fisa recycle then bakala ni machine mambo ya using muchizungu ku ya using nchani to be reused batotela kwa done.
Though the recycling center has not yet become operational due to roof damage caused by heavy rains, this initiative marks a significant step forward in Zambia's waste management efforts, promoting sustainability, protecting public health, and creating opportunities for green innovation. Elias Chilela, Camnet News in Chongwe District.
Elias Chilela with that particular report, which takes us to our first set of commercials. But do remember that you are watching us on Topstar Channel 106, Facebook, YouTube, and CanStream app, streaming as Camnet TV. Join us after the break.
Immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet Television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet Television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Thank you so much for still staying with us on the Camnet TV news desk. And now in international news. The United States is set to impose sanctions on Sudan after determining that the Sudanese government used chemical weapons during its ongoing conflict with the Rapid Support Forces, RSF. The decision made under U.S. law in April found Sudan in violation of the International Chemical Weapons Convention. The sanctions, expected to take effect around June 6, will include restrictions on U.S. exports and the suspension of government-backed credit to Sudan. Washington's assessment concluded that chlorine gas was likely used in at least 2 separate incidents in remote regions of Sudan last year. Sudanese authorities have denied the allegations, describing them as false and politically driven. The war, which erupted in April 2023 due to a power struggle between Sudanese armed forces and the RSF, have evolved into one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. The conflict has displaced over 13 million people and claimed tens of thousands of lives. Here's a roundup of international stories.
The United States will impose sanctions on Sudan after concluding that the Sudanese government used chemical weapons during its conflict with the Rapid Support Forces. The determination made under US law in April found the government in violation of the International Chemical Weapons Convention. The sanctions are set to take effect around June the 6th and would include restrictions on US exports and government-backed credit. Sudan has strongly denied the allegations, calling them false and politically motivated. US officials say the chemical weapons were likely chlorine gas, reportedly used at least twice in remote areas last year. The war in Sudan began in April 2023, triggered by a power struggle between the army and the RSF. It has since spiraled into the world's worst humanitarian crisis, displacing more than 13 million people and killing tens of thousands. Earlier this year, the US also imposed sanctions on key military figures, including Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and RSF leader Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, accusing both sides of committing war crimes and atrocities during the conflict.
As the African Union and European Union foreign ministers pledge to boost cooperation on security and the economy, Botswana has called for Brussels to lead more strategic investments in the country. Speaking to Euronews, Botswana's Foreign Minister Fenyu Butel said his country is open for business.
Botswana has been enjoying excellent relations with the EU, and we believe that there is room for us and Europe and Belgium to reimagine these relations and ensure that we improve our trade and ensure that Botswana and Europe benefit mutually from this relationship.
Given how many of us are gathered, Butel's call for more trade and investments with the EU comes amid a 37% trade tariff imposed by the Trump administration on Botswana, one of the hardest hit nations in Africa. The country's economy, which is reliant on diamond exports, contracted last year by 3.1% due to weak global demand. Once regarded as one of the world's fastest growing economies, Botswana is, however, optimistic after a forecast suggests an expected 3.3% growth this year.
Confronted by the Trump administration's trade tariffs, the world's leading producer of diamonds wants to deepen bilateral trade and strategic partnership with the European Union. Jerry Fisaya-Bambi for Euronews.
Found guilty for facilitating a deadly terrorist attack. A court in Nairobi has pronounced its verdict for 2 Kenyan men on Thursday, who it said had aided the assailants in one of the country's worst terrorist attacks in recent years. Hussein Mohammed Abdel Ali and Mohammed Abdi Ali sent money and helped acquire fake identification documents for the militants from the Somalian Al-Shabaab terrorist group, which attacked the Dusit D2 hotel complex in Nairobi in 2019. 21 people died and 28 others were wounded during the assault. Al-Shabaab has repeatedly targeted Kenya for the deployment of its armed forces in counter-terrorism operations in Somalia. A third suspect in the hotel attack, who had been charged alongside the 2 Kenyan nationals, had earlier pleaded guilty and was sentenced. The 2 men, meanwhile, are expected to be sentenced next month.
And finally, in sports news this evening, Real Madrid have confirmed that veteran midfielder LUKA MODRIC will depart the club following the FIFA Club World Cup in June, bringing an end to a remarkable 13-year spell at the Santiago Bernabeu. In an official statement released on Thursday, the Spanish Giants paid tribute to a 39-year-old Croatian international, describing him as a true legend, both for our club and for world football, and expressed immense gratitude and appreciation for his contributions. MODRIC, who has seen reduced playing time in recent seasons under manager Carlo Ancelotti, is set to make his final appearance at the Santiago Bernabeu this Saturday in a La Liga fixture against Real Sociedad. The midfielder will travel with team to the United States for the Club World Cup, marking his final tournament in Real Madrid colors.
The time has come to say goodbye. Midfielder Luka Modric is set to leave Real Madrid after 13 years of playing for the Spanish club. The 39-year-old will depart the La Liga Giants after an unforgettable time as a player at our club, Real Madrid said in a statement on Thursday. The veteran had been playing few minutes in recent seasons and will play his final match against Real Sociedad on Saturday. Modric arrived at Madrid in 2012 and became a key player during one of the most successful periods in the club's history. In 13 seasons, Modric helped the club win 28 titles. He has also become highly decorated in individual honors, including winning the Ballon d'Or in 2018 and receiving the prestigious Marca Award in 2022. Modric turns 40 in September. Details of his future beyond the summer are for now unclear.
And that sporting item brings us to the end of this edition of Main News on Camnet TV. But before we go, a recap of top stories. Minimum price drop elates LUSAKA residents. Bank of Zambia maintains monetary policy rate at 14.5%. Independent Broadcasting Authority warns broadcasting stations over misleading religious content. United States to impose sanctions on Sudan over chemical weapons use. Luka Modric to leave Real Madrid after Club World Cup. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10. It reads, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." That is the reading, and that ends the main news on Camnet TV. But dear viewer, do remember, like always, that Camnet TV is not just another channel. Now broadcasting Star Channel 106, Facebook, YouTube, and Kenstream app as Camnet TV. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Tapelo Joel Smarter. Good evening and God bless.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.